Hello, this is the fuck.
Gotta do the sync.
Welcome to the PamfCast. This is a recollection of our lives.
Yeah.
As people. I'm Keen, that's Jamie.
That's me. Well, this is our podcast. As Keen said, he's Keen and I'm Jamie.
Perfect. Once they know our names, basically we're two Irish lads just wanting to have a chat and kind of document what we talk about.
Yeah.
And
so, if you're tuning into this podcast, which you should be, it's a great podcast,
Great
even though
podcast.
we're only about 2 minutes in. We're not at all 2 minutes in, we're 30 seconds in.
Timekeeping is our strong point. That's why we're recording this at like 9 at night.
Yeah, so we're two students, just turned 18. You may think we haven't experienced much, but we have a few stories.
Yeah, and some of them are legal, some of them we can tell here. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Most of them, no. Alright.
But then the other thing is we'll also be discussing stuff that we like. So I love music, play guitar. Jamie loves movies and recording and
big
all that
movie
sort of
guy, film.
So,
I think it's very clear that we're both nerds. Big time.
Definitely.
But in a good way.
So on movies, I'd say you're Fast, or not Fast and Furious, Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Back to the Future is my favourite movie. I love most movies. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people say, hey, you're only into this one genre. I'm into everything. Unless it's shit, actually. Yeah, so like
Unless
Back to
it's the Star Wars
Back to the
prequels.
Future, inspired me for many things, in terms of film. And obviously Doctor Who. And yeah.
I'm glad we have that book.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's pretty much my interests. Keen, on the other hand.
I'm more into music, but just to go to kind of riff on the whole film thing, I love Star Wars. Star Wars is definitely the franchise that kind of kick-started me into movies.
Yes.
And we will make a solid block of a podcast based around our opinions on the Star Wars.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
trilogies.
Definitely. No.
Because
We have so much we can talk about Star Wars. We could do a 4-hour podcast on it.
and most of those 4 hours would be you screaming that.
Because I'm of the opinion that the original trilogy of Star Wars are the best.
No,
I'm sure a lot of people will back me up right there.
You have like completely. I have never said any different. The original trilogy.
I know you didn't say any different, but you
That's a
said
strong-
your favorite movie was Attack of the Clones.
I like Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while,
Yes.
but I like Phantom Menace. I like Attack of the Clones,
So do I.
and I like Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Most people hate those movies.
Yeah.
Because they're CGI'd up the wazoo.
Yeah, it's,
I don't want to know
basically an
about
animated feature. Yeah.
I don't want to know about fish people and their politics.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen this. You probably have the little ETs in the
Yes, Spielberg was like a big reference that Lucas threw in.
obviously.
Yeah. Oh,
But so I like Attack of the Clones is one of my favorite films.
yeah.
Not based on it actually being a good film. It's gonna sound really weird.
Yeah.
It's not a great film, but the nostalgia that it gave me, and I think
Yeah.
it mostly comes from another thing that we both really love is video games.
Yes.
So the Lego Star Wars video games are
they're just the
some
best.
of my
They're the best.
earliest gaming experiences.
Yeah.
And I always loved the clowns in that because I don't know why. I just think they're
Yeah,
the best
I think
clowns.
it's important to recognize that me and Keen grew up around like early 2000s, when all of this stuff was just just being new, and we like the prequels because a lot of people who don't like the prequels are a lot older, but we liked them because we were kids when they came out.
Yes, it is
It's
literally
different. It's a completely different story.
It's rose tinted glasses, like 110%. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, and we will.
We can tell what's bad. We can. Yeah.
We will go back and watch it before actually, because I need to watch those prequels again. Because
Oh yeah.
something that someone mentioned to me recently, and I went back and rewatched it, was the sand scene. You know when
Oh.
I hate sand. It's coarse. It gets everywhere.
It's coarse. It gets everywhere.
I thought it was a lot better than it was. Like I didn't think it was such.
Yeah. You
'Cause
didn't think it was what it actually was.
Because when anyone references that scene, it's always the sand. It's coarse and gets everywhere.
Yeah.
No, you watch that scene. It's I hate the sand. It's coarse.
And it gets everywhere. Oh, we were in sync right there. Come on. We were in sync. Yeah.
But no, it's like it is such a bad scene for so many reasons.
Yeah. We're big English students as well.
Yeah.
And in English, we look at this stuff a lot from the overall vision or viewpoint,
viewpoint.
our cultural context. So when we're looking at movies, say that we watch when we were kids, isn't it different though?
Yeah, it
when
is.
we actually look at it, because you look at it from a completely different perspective.
Yeah, so usually when you look at a movie, if you're not a movie fanatic,
Yeah.
an aficionado, if you will.
For me.
That's you, Jamie. But if you look at it in the standard context, you're looking, was it a fun movie?
Yeah.
Most people were like, was the action it? Did I relate to a character? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
If you really like movies, you're kind of looking for a coherent plot. I know it sounds, weird that you have to look for one.
Yeah.
But
I know.
in a lot of films, there's kind of like a half-half plot to facilitate the action. But when you look at it through the guise of someone who studied English, you're looking at it through the vision and viewpoint of the author or
that cultural
director.
context.
I know we literally just said this a minute ago, but
I know, yeah.
when
but
you're
it's-
looking at it through that, you're seeing
a completely different perspective. Yeah.
And I think that's actually really important in knowing the direction the Star Wars prequels were supposed to go in.
Yeah.
George Lucas was supposed to build
Yeah,
up this
he had a whole vision for it, and I know they can be seen as bad. Believe me, I know. Like, I'm not pretending like they're not bad.
Yeah.
But if you actually listen to what he wanted them to be, you could see why the choices he made were made and what he thought they'd be. You know?
Okay, here's something that people hate: the Senate scenes.
Yeah, all the politics in Star Wars. Oh yeah.
But what I think is kind of nice about those scenes is they were supposed to give this kind of insight into how the Senate and like the galaxy was formed,
Yeah.
and how that everyone kind of broke down into fighting after Palpatine went a little bit doolally.
Yeah.
I think is the
More or less,
is the,
yeah.
the word. But the thing is, it's too rushed. You're literally the scrolling text of the first movie reads like it's about to start, and then Anakin Skywalker started his tax returns.
Yeah, I know.
It's so dense and dull. It's very like, oh, what's the scene? I'm gonna not remember his name. The guy from 1984.
Oh,
Goldman.
No, we studied 1984.
But anyway, I really, that's one of my favorite books, and I'm
Yeah.
kicking myself. But his book, the book
Goldstein, wasn't it?
Goldstein.
Goldstein,
Thank you.
yeah, got it.
Good Goldman.
Goldman
Sachs.
Gary Oldman's book.
But his book in the middle, where it's literally just dense political theory.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's so dense that most people
Yeah, man,
don't
it's
care.
not entertaining as well. It's entertaining for some people, but say for like, I'll give you an
Oh
example.
man, I love what the space turtles
Star
are doing.
Wars.
I really hope they import
like imagine
cats.
you're showing your parents, hey mom, here's Star Wars. They're like, oh, spaceships, and they're watching that, and it's just Palpatine going, the Galactic Empire, and all of this, as you said, dense political theory in a Star Wars movie. It doesn't really fit now,
It's
does it?
so-
When you look at it in a different way.
No, because if you look at the first three movies, like, yeah, the first three movies, 4, 5, and 6, that's stupid already. But anyway,
First three, 4, 5, and 6.
if you look at them, they're like brain dead movies essentially. Like you
Yeah.
watch them for action. Like
Oh,
let's
yeah.
be honest, there's no
Definitely.
deep. plot.
There's a hidden spiritual meaning in the fifth one
What- what-
and the fourth.
what a weird way to. Oh man.
there is. In the,
It's up there with like Scientology and the Church of the Spaghetti Monster. The third one's
no, we don't.
actually Star Wars.
I don't think Tom Cruise was in Star Wars, but in the
He's a
fifth
little
one.
young.
Okay, the fourth one. I'll go from the fourth one, which is also the first one.
As you do.
Thanks, Lucas. Anyway, the vision of that movie was it was a young hero getting put into peril and coming out as an actual hero. Like he was
You
just
mean
this
character development? You know something that every movie
but it was,
has.
you know, the fifth one was about, you know, the Jedis are actually good. They're these, you know, Guy's laughing at me here, but if you actually look at it from a different way, Yoda's, I said loaded there, but
that.
Yoda's best line, do or do not, there is no try. That really can relate to life, man. It can, as in, you
Okay, fair
know, just
enough.
do. Don't try, do, you know? I go too far into Star Wars.
See,
too,
here's the
so-
thing that I really want to know, and this will tell you, I've never really looked into it.
Yeah.
Was the fourth one originally? Like, did it come out as episode 4?
No, it came out as just Star Wars. It wasn't even New Hope. It was Star Wars. Then it was Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, and then it was Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
were they like 4, 5, and 6?
No, they were just titled that way.
So they were only titled retroactively.
Yeah, here's
Oh,
what
that's
happened.
mad.
Yeah, here's what happened. Lucas in the 80s, he turned away Star Wars saying, I'm moving on. Someone outside?
Go on.
Lucas goes, this was like, say, 1983 or something. After Return of the Jedi, he was like, I don't want to do these Star Wars
Why is
movies
that
anymore.
actually?
And so he was saying to Steven Spielberg and all, like, he's going to move on.
Steven, I don't want to
That's
movies
great.
anymore.
That's great, George. No, so he moved on from Star Wars. And he always said, I'd love to do the beginning. He'd love to do I sound like Barack Obama or Donald. No, but like, he always wanted to do the beginning. But
And show how,
yeah, so in the early to late, like mid-90s, he came up with the idea, what if I make a first trilogy? And then the next one will just be 4, 5, and 6. It's a bit loopy, but we grew up after that was done. So we always saw it that way, you know what I mean?
So that's why I mean, like, everyone refers to the first Star Wars trilogy as 4, 5, and 6. And I was just wondering... Because could you imagine if it was released as 4, 5, and 6 originally? You would be confused.
Confused as fuck, yeah.
Because there's like a 10-year gap between 6 and 1? Or something like that?
It's 77 and an 83, so it's only 6 years, yeah. We're great at maths.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, so...
That's 100%.
No, in 1977, when Star Wars came out, it was a mindfuck for everyone. As in, movies were dead. It was really weird, mafia, dark movies. Nothing was happening. Then Lucas comes along. Star Wars! That was very loud. Star Wars. Ships, lightsabers. This was never seen.
Not spaceships, just ships, like naval battles.
a lot of Star Wars is inspired by that, actually, like pirate ships and stuff. But
so is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
So when Star Wars came out, the entire world was just shocked. It's like, what is this? And it revolutionized the next, up to now, 30 or 40 years. I can't count 40 years. 77, 40 years of film.
Years.
Yeah, too many years. Yeah.
There's actually, sorry, I just mentioned this as well, is Pirates of the Caribbean. I love that movie.
I've only seen the first 2.
I think I've seen the first 3.
I don't know, there's so many of them. There really is. Like,
which one was Davy Jones' Locker? Was that 3 or 4?
I'm pretty sure that was 3.
Then 3.
I'm pretty sure we're talking to the camera guy. I'm pretty sure it's on 5 now, isn't it, Dan?
No, but it was 2.
2?
2?
No, there's
Dan, it's 5.
No, Davy Jones is 2.
Is it? Yeah. Okay, I've seen 2 movies.
That was
Whoops.
I'm talking purposely quietly, so it's like I'm in the background.
Yeah.
Good work, Dan.
Yeah. No, so Pirates of the Caribbean.
They were good movies, mostly because I like Jack Sparrow as a character.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's why I like Han Solo. He's just kind of this roguish, I'm going to do what I want.
This sort of guy who's scruffy, you know? He's sort of...
Continue.
He's a scruffy guy. It's like the line, who's scruffy looking? No, but Han Solo's a scruffy guy. He doesn't care what anything is. He's just sort of rogue, you know? And that's he's very similar to Indiana Jones, considering it's the same guy.
That's weird.
Yeah, but like that whole character is just...
It's just kind of... this kind of sound... Whenever I play video games, whenever I'm an RPG player, that's kind of my... But I always pick a rogue.
Yeah.
Which at 6'5", if I try and stealth anything... But it's also the way I grow like my facial hair out is very inspired by that kind of sort of...
Can I just say something there?
Yeah.
You said you're 6'5".
Yeah.
Same height as Jason Momoa, who's Aquaman.
Oh, nice.
That's very good. That's great. That's a great fact.
That's a nice little
I
fact.
just actually heard that last night on a show that somebody was watching. He said he's 6'5".
That's mad.
Oh yeah.
Big lad.
He's huge, like,
Yeah.
Yes.
Same size as Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm
good fact.
actually Jason Momoa. I'm Jason Son.
Whoa. No, that speaking
Him as well,
of
actually, to be fair.
speaking of like Jason Momoa, Justice League.
Man, I love Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Oh yeah, Jared Leto's Joker was just good, wasn't it?
Oh, I loved him as the Joker. Jokers.
Okay, Suicide Squad. If you look at it outside of the DC universe, it could be a
You
good
were literally
movie.
using the argument I always use.
Yeah, but this is just a way of getting it across.
Yeah.
It could be seen as a good movie. Me personally, I'm so obsessed with the DC universe that I just can't see that. You know what I mean? Like when I see Suicide Squad, it's how is that supposed to be the Joker?
Here's something, and I've always defended the Suicide Squad. I liked it as an action film. I thought it was decent.
No.
I thought it was a solid pass.
I'll allow it, okay?
But as you say, yeah, it's not a good DC movie. I realise that. I used to read a lot of comics, and I realised it's not a good comic
It's
movie.
just not.
And I always defended it, but it's a good action film. Now, obviously the contender with that was Deadpool at the time. And what I only kind of realized recently was Deadpool was a great comic book movie. Like, all the fans were happy.
yeah,
I'm a huge Deadpool fan.
They just did it. They just did it right.
But it was also a fantastic action film. Like, my
Yeah.
aunt and uncle, who are in their 50s, who don't read comics, who have no interest in that sort of thing, who usually would never stoop as low to watch a comic book movie, have watched Deadpool at least 3 times, and they love it because it's a funny movie.
It's the comedy's so good that it works outside of just the fans of the franchise and the character. But I think going back on the Suicide Squad, that didn't really happen now, did it? No. Not at all.
Again, it's a lot down to do with the directing. It was cut down so much and then rebuilt up.
Yeah,
because
you know what the main problem was? Warner Brothers production. No, the production company.
Yeah.
They were too involved, and when they're too involved in a movie, the movie's destroyed. Have you ever seen Alien 3? Alien 3.
I'm glad you're subtle.
Alien Resurrection. Have you seen that?
No, I actually.
Alien,
I haven't watched. I have watched the first 2 Aliens.
Yeah.
I want to watch all the Alien movies.
Skip 3. Skip 3, man. Go straight to 4. It's alright.
I know this is like completely off topic.
Well, 4 would make sense if you didn't watch 3.
Yeah, no, but like it's 3.
Prometheus.
Yes, that was a movie a few years ago.
I'm not
yes.
looking up because I know I'll get to. I did not like that movie. It's not a good movie, right?
Yeah. You see, when I first watched, I didn't watch it in cinema because last year I only got into the Alien movies.
Yeah.
So I just caught up on all of them. When I watched Prometheus, I liked the movie as a movie. I don't think it was intended to be like an Alien movie.
But it was the first Alien movie I ever saw, right?
It wasn't the first one I ever saw.
I saw it on TV.
Okay.
That'll tell you how recently I started watching Alien movies.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was an Alien movie. Like, I knew Alien as a franchise.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was an Alien movie up until the end. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It just never twigged with me.
No, but honestly, even it's I call it the Star Wars prequel era, where in the original movie, which is based after after the sequel, or sorry, after the prequel, the technology's worse. Because in Prometheus, it has like all these high-tech touchscreens, Iron Man type tech. And then in Alien, it's all like these mechanical Fallout style computers, and that's supposed to be after Prometheus.
Yeah, it's this weird disconnect.
Yeah.
But go further back in the timeline, not in years.
Yeah.
I loved Covenant.
Covenant, yeah. Covenant, yeah. Cuckoo, Brian. Yeah, but Alien Covenant, that I don't know. I didn't really like it.
I liked it. I don't know why.
that
was such a weird. I like it.
Moving on.
No, I don't know why. I enjoyed it cinematically. I thought there was some really nice wide shots as well for some reason.
Yeah, the way you have to give it to Ridley Scott.
Yeah, good.
It was a good movie, as in the way it was done.
I would argue that the Alien felt forced in that movie.
I would argue that without the Alien, the film is people get stranded and die of hunger.
Castaway without Tom Hanks.
Castaway with a less likable volleyball.
The xenomorph was just handled so badly in that movie, though.
But the thing is, okay, here's the thing about that movie.
Yeah.
The Alien got worse. Like, in Covenant, it's this spore-based, like, it'll attach to anything. And it's, like, stronger, more resilient, and smarter. And then by the time you get to, like, is Alien 2 the one with the gangster?
It's Aliens.
With the, like...
Gangsters.
Not gangster. The, like, Omen and the Shaman. The Shaman fella.
That sounds like...
Is that Predator? Yeah, that's Predator.
That's Predator, yes, Predator. Yeah. Predator is a great movie, actually, just talking about Predator. I'd love to see a new Predator movie. Arnie in it, really old. A new team.
No. You just reminded me of something that really annoyed me, and we're not going to talk about it because this is how you lose people. The female Ghostbusters. The new Ghostbusters.
Oh!
And I shouldn't refer to it as the female Ghostbusters. Because I was really hyped, because I really like the
Ghostbusters were incredible.
Some of my favourite jokes come from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
It was a mediocre movie. Let's there was nothing wrong. I really love Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
Is that her name? Kristen Wiig? Melissa McCarthy. I like her. Too overused in movies, I think. Yeah. And I don't know the other two.
Yeah, they're from Saturday Night Live, aren't they? Yeah.
Decent comedians. I just think the writing was pretty poor. But anyway, what I was going to say is Bill Murray's cameo in that is the worst cameo I've ever seen.
haven't seen it.
Carrie, you're hardly gonna watch that Ghostbusters. Here, yeah, you were saying? Cameo?
Bill Murray is in the movie. Congratulations.
Anyway.
He was very dislikable.
Yeah.
He was written poorly, and it didn't feel like a Bill Murray role, which is weird. And then you have Annie Potts, the receptionist from the original.
Oh yeah. Well, you had Chris Hemsworth doing it, didn't you?
Again, he's a decent actor, but Annie Potts from the original also makes an appearance.
Just for context, I haven't seen the movie. I know enough about it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying these are moments. Yeah, Annie Potts appears and is instantly. I think she's less likable than Bill Murray because she's so dismissive.
Yeah.
And it really feels like she was told to appear in this movie but didn't want to, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, it was just a poor movie.
Yeah, the way I see it, I haven't seen the movie, but from seeing the way it was put across and say trailers, and I've seen clips, Ghostbusters, the first movie, and even the second one, I like Ghostbusters 2.
I haven't seen the second.
Alright, so Ghostbusters, what it did right was, it was a comedy, but it was also sort of scary for kids, and even some adults back when it came out.
The thing about the comedy,
it was smart,
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Smart, yeah.
The comedy was witty. It wasn't
fart jokes or
so,
it was intelligent stuff, like.
So one of the scenes, and it's in all the trailers, so you can't say you haven't seen it. Anyway, not throwing shade here.
He's playing San Andreas on his phone. He can't communicate.
Slimer spews gunk across the face of one of the leads.
Yeah.
And she goes, that got everyone. Obviously, the innuendo is it got all over her body, but the thing is, it only hit her face, and it was that kind of just completely took me out of it because it didn't make sense. It was very slapstick. Yeah. And the thing about the original Ghostbusters, it wasn't highfalutin comedy, but it was
smart.
There was some form of wit about it.
Like, I can't remember the line, but do you remember the scene when they were in the mayor's...
The power of pain compels you.
Yeah, but do you know when they were in the mayor's room? The mayor's
office? I love this.
Yeah, the back and forth with the actual Ghostbusters with themselves and the mayor is just priceless to watch,
Ridiculous over here. Yeah. Is this true? Yes, this man has
no pain. It was just so smart, as in, because it was written by comedic geniuses though. Dan Aykroyd and I'm forgetting his name. He died. Harold Ramis. Geniuses for comedy.
It's not
genius.
It's not like so someone I love is Tom Lehrer. He's a scientific comedian from the 40s, 50s, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
He had the Elements song when it was hydrogen and helium, and it went through it. Very interesting.
Okay.
But he had some very interesting, smart comedy, and it's very intelligent. But the thing with the Ghostbusters is it was written well. It was witty, it was banterful, and nothing was forced. And I just felt the new Ghostbusters.
It just went in and it felt smooth, and as well, it had elements of a story that was compelling and you wanted to know what happened. And I remember as a kid personally watching Ghostbusters, I was afraid of the whole Zool character when she opened the fridge.
Oh yeah.
I was terrified of
that's
that.
fair, actually.
Like, if you look at the new movie, would a kid honestly be afraid of
CGI.
of CGI monsters? Like, no.
The giant Uncle Sam looking fella with long legs.
Oh no. Like, as if. Yeah.
But the weird thing about that is it didn't feel like a laugh track, like one of the one of those would have not felt out of place in that movie. It felt it was the Big Bang on steroids.
Yeah, it was just I haven't even seen it. I just I've basically seen it because they showed the entire movie.
Oh no, yeah, they ruined a lot of the movie.
Obviously.
But I think what we should do is definitely for one of these things is do first Ghostbusters 2, and the new one.
Here's the thing: Ghostbusters 2 gets a lot of hate. I never got it. I grew up with Ghostbusters 2, so I loved it. Ghostbusters 2 was a lot like the first one, but it brought them in different places and it was a bit more cartoony. But it was still a good movie. The writing was still smart,
Writing was still smart.
Yeah, so...
We aren't.
Not at all. No, but Ghostbusters 2, they did it right, man, as well. Like, I don't know why everyone hated it. I thought it was just as good as the first one.
I'll sit down and watch it. That would be good.
Definitely will.
And you said something there... God, I'm not going to remember what you just said. Trailers.
Yeah.
Trailers spoiled them.
No, I the biggest example of this is Batman v Superman. Basically, when that movie... Sorry, our camera guy is trying to get out of the way.
Right.
Right. Who do you look like? I'm trying to put...
Well, I am. Anyway, continue.
Well, what I was trying to say was Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
I really loved that movie. I loved the Ultimate Cut, which was all the deleted stuff in it. But before that movie came out, it was all Batman is going to be versus Superman. Oh, it's going to be great. Yes. But then when we saw it, the trailers, I mean, they showed that Superman and Batman actually work together. So they're not. So it ruined the entire movie.
Also, if you're a comic book fan, Dawn of Justice, you're like, okay, we're seeing Wonder Woman, who is a feature film, and you probably... Who else do you see in that movie, actually?
You see snippets of the Flash and Aquaman, but like, you don't see it proper.
I really want to go and see Aquaman.
Aquaman. Jason Momoa is just amazing.
Are we going to disagree on how to pronounce the movie title as well?
Aquaman, I say.
Aquaman, yeah.
I say Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Aquaman, the hero. No, Wonder Woman. Incredible.
Oh,
absolutely
Wonder Woman,
incredible.
the movie,
Yeah,
I thought you
incredible.
meant, what's her name?
Gal Gadot. Yeah,
Gal
she
Gadot.
is. She's wonderful as well.
She interviews really well as well.
Oh, she does, yeah.
But anyway, Wonder Woman. I went to see it with my mom.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like, I forget what we were there to actually see, and we were just like, oh no, we're going to see Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I hadn't watched any of the Wonder Woman trailers. I had no expectations for Wonder
That's
Woman.
always better. Always better.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I went in, and I thought it was one of the best movies I've seen in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I honestly think
I wouldn't disagree with that.
action was great. I loved the scene when she's running through the battlefield. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Characters were believable. Coherent.
Yeah.
Well shot. There was nothing I could fault it apart from it felt like a lot of the conflict at the start was a bit forced.
Derivative, like.
Not even that, like that.
I think it was hard to look at because it's a lot of comic material. And
Yeah.
and it's being thrown on you, and you're like, oh, the Namaskar. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's real. Like, what am I looking at? But when you actually start paying attention, the movie sort of just flows in. You see a young Wonder Woman. She has a real name, Wonder Woman. I always forget it. Diana Pierce. Yeah, Diana Pierce. And
Pierce is taken on, but that wasn't it because of
I think so. Yeah,
the guy.
Yeah. So it all started flowing. It showed her grow up. I thought that was a great way to just do her origin.
Yeah.
And then when Steve Trevor came in, their dynamic worked. He was the guy in the movie, the pilot. Yeah, Chris Pine. When he came in, that worked really well. Their chemistry felt real.
Yeah.
And I think if they got that wrong, the whole movie would have failed.
And what I really liked is I always thought that it was going to be very like, oh, you saved me. It's a very kind of traditional like that. But no, what you see is she like takes nothing from him. She is just like, you're going to do what I say. I'm coming with you. Yeah. And I love the scene when, it made me cringe, like the active cringe, but when she was in the boardroom with all the generals and then she speaks her mind, which I thought was a great scene, but it did make me cringe because I'm just like, oh.
Don't. You know what I have to commend the director on? Patty Jenkins, yeah.
What a name.
Yeah. Patty Jenkins, no, she did a huge homage to Christopher Reeve's first Superman movie. Really? In the alleyway when Diana and Steve are walking and they get encountered by a few thugs, and she has glasses on and a suit, and she fights. Right. That's a scene from Superman. Because they do the same thing, but it's Superman walking with Lois, so the dynamic is flipped.
That's really
that was just genius. And she used her gauntlet on her arm to block the bullet. Superman used his arm as well. And it was just a great homage. I was like, I recognized it straight away while watching. Oh my god, it's like Superman 1978. What's happening? You know?
No, I honestly think that was a really just good movie, and I think by the end of it, it was very nice. Oh, I'm like a strong man. Like, and I don't mean that.
Have you seen Logan?
No, not yet. No. And Wolverine is one of my favorite. You can't talk about that. No.
Oh no! So
we have to watch it.
Finish what you were saying. It was going to relate to that, but just finish what you were saying.
So but I like a little bit of sadness.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every movie needs it.
The end of Wonder Woman is one of the closest that I've been to actually being like legitimately sad, like very sad.
What, like crying?
Yeah. No, because at the end when he's like down and she can't hear him.
Yeah. Oh, that was horrible.
Oh, Should we put a spoiler warning on any of these, actually?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
but
in cinema, I have cried in movies.
I just think it was an emotional part.
No, but I rarely do it. But if it's a character I grew up with, and you know, I can't talk about Logan. Nothing
No, I know. I don't tell
Have you been spoiled?
No. I've mostly because like.
Oh, that's impressive. Logan came out in like March.
Yeah.
I better shut up. It's honestly the best X-Men movie.
Wolverine is by far my favorite.
Actually, Hugh Jackman's incredible.
After Deadpool, Wolverine is my favorite comic, and I used to get his comics all the time.
Yeah.
Wolverine and the X-Men, and Wolverine and the X-School or whatever it was. Wolverine and the School.
Yeah.
Lovely comic. It was one of my favorite because it showed the Young Mutants.
Yeah.
And obviously, I grew up watching the X-Men movies. Even though they weren't great, they're still like
the third one is just terrible. Last Stand, yeah. Oh, what a great movie, yeah.
Really like the new X-Men though.
Oh, you mean the
Do you mean Days of Future Past? I retcon the entire series.
Yeah.
Do you mean what's the Age of Apocalypse?
Age of Apocalypse. You're thinking of you mixed Avengers and X-Men. Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron's a terrible movie. But yeah, Apocalypse. I didn't like that. I liked the Quicksilver scenes, but the rest of it, I felt it was a rehash of Days of Future Past.
Yes.
It's the same
I
movie.
felt it was way too similar. But I think this is kind of the thing with all Avengers superhero movies is they all stick to a formula. And nothing can be said for it that's bad, but I think from what I hear, the new Thor does it, but I think Civil War did it was the perfect example of there is a formula that Marvel movies need to stay in, and they are nothing short of exceptional.
Yeah.
They are fantastic, but they're all so similar.
Yeah, that's the problem. I always use the example of comparing, like, say, what is your opinion of a good superhero movie? I think the best correct character sort of Deadpool, yeah. But the representation of a character, the best one in my opinion,
isn't like a smiley, smug, break the fourth wall.
I think the best one is Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
They nailed it. They nailed it. Peter Parker and Spider-Man felt like two different people. And that is Spider-Man.
I will agree. Spider-Man 2. Not the Amazing Spider-Man 2. The original.
Yeah, leave that. Yeah.
I think... Okay, I haven't seen Homecoming, but I've seen a lot of clips online.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
I really want to see it. I think... It was Tobey Maguire was the
Yes,
Spider-Man?
he was. My
Tobey
favourite
Maguire
Spider-Man.
was the best Spider-Man.
He just was.
The one who came after him?
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield?
No.
No, sorry. Tobey Maguire was a really good Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield was a really good Spider-Man. And I think Homecoming, from what I've seen, kind of merges the two.
They did.
Pegs it just below Spider-Man 2 for me.
I'll give you a non-spoiler version of Homecoming.
See, I don't really care because it's a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that it's... What is it the Vulture this time?
Yeah, but it was Michael Keaton, the Batman, so it was
The
very...
Batman. The Bane.
I love Michael Keaton, he's Batman. But, so, Homecoming, they did it right. They got Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Perfect. Tom Holland is an amazing actor.
Good.
He was in The Impossible. Did you ever see that? Yeah. It was where he was with a family and there was a tsunami. He was incredible at that, and he was only like a little kid. But in Homecoming, he was Spider-Man and he was Peter Parker.
Okay.
And
Andrew Garfield, the Amazing Spider-Man series.
Do we? I need more alcohol if we're talking about the Amazing Spider-Man.
The scenes where he's in the school, everyone in that whole...
Woo, I'm a skateboarder, woo!
Everyone's 30 plus. That was the first thing that everyone should have...
Flash Thompson looked like he was fresh out of college or something. He's like, hey, Parker.
He looks like he's a mortgage. But everyone's like really old.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what you doing, Dweeb? You're like, don't you have children to raise? But
actually, I have to deliver alimony. Nerd.
but the thing that, he was Peter Parker is supposed to be a nerd. That's like downtrodden.
Andrew Garfield is like the coolest guy ever. He came in with the spiky hair on his skateboard. He's like, hey, Gwen, I'm Peter.
And he talks to like everyone. Like he's not a social recluse. He doesn't have a small group of friends.
If you read the first ever Spider-Man comic, he goes in, he's like, hey guys, want to go to the science museum? That's what he says to people in his year, and everyone just bullies him over it.
Yeah.
That is Peter Parker.
that is also very true for our year.
Yeah. But Andrew Garfield was, okay, the first scene.
Very good Spider-Man.
Well, the first scene in Amazing Spider-Man with Peter Parker, he jumped in a fight with a bully Flash was bullying
Oh, right,
some
yeah.
guy, and Peter just jumped in and started fighting Flash. That shows his bravery, but it's also he was just too cool.
You're not supposed to be brave when you have nothing. Like that kind of. Oh, and then you give him superpowers, and you don't feel any sort of he's rising up. No, you just feel like he was a kid that just got lucky.
Yeah, I think
it ruins the vision and viewpoint.
Yes, it does, but the cultural context. No, I think there was one main problem. And
the entire movie.
Not just that.
Script.
I was angry over one thing in particular. Michael Sheen, Martin Sheen, Charlie Sheen's dad.
Yeah, Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen. He was an amazing Uncle Ben, but he was written just completely wrong.
Have you noticed how Aunt May is getting younger and younger?
Oh yeah.
She's gonna be like
Once you see
18.
Marissa Tomei, like, well.
Homecoming 2, Electric Boogaloo, and it's just like it's
Scarlett Johansson as Aunt May.
I'd watch that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Peter would have some trouble, but anyway. Marissa Tomei. I'm happy with that, Aunt May. That rhymed. Tomei. They make a lot of jokes over that.
Really?
In every film I've seen her in, it's always jokes about her being very attractive, which she is, to be fair. But I'm afraid of them overdoing it.
It's like the thing, just wrapping it back into something. The Melissa McCarthy thing. She plays herself far too often.
I hate Melissa McCarthy. I hate her. Do you remember that sitcom, Mike and Molly?
Oh god, no.
It's just like, hey, we're fat, woo! I'm saying that not in a negative way towards fat people. I'm saying that in a way that the show we're making fun of fat people.
No,
that's why I don't like that
show. It was an
show.
overused gag.
Yeah. Take from me, I was fat.
I still am, so I get a pass. Anyway, I think she's a decent comedian.
Yeah.
I think she's very self-deprecating, which I like in a comedian.
Yeah.
There was a great Super Bowl ad with her where she just got skewered by different animals and died in funny ways. And you have to have like thick skin to be able to do that as a comedian.
Yeah.
But I think she's a decent comedian. But I think she plays herself too often.
Yeah, I've never seen her play a character that isn't herself.
Have you seen Bridesmaids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
she played herself in that as well.
Yeah.
I felt oh god, this is. I swear we're both straight. Let's just point this out.
No, we're gay. Anyway, you know who I liked in that movie? Do you know the Irish guy?
Oh,
he was in that sitcom on Sky One, Moon Boy. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but
he's great. In anything he does, he's great.
I was gonna say Bridesmaids felt like Mamma Mia to me.
Keen.
That's why I just wanted.
You know why we said it was gay to watch Bridesmaids and Mamma Mia? It's a great movie. Pierce
It
Brosnan
actually-
singing, yeah.
Pierce
Brosnan.
Like, actually, genuinely, I love Pierce Brosnan and Colin Firth.
Yeah.
Just on a side note.
Amazing in Kingsman, Comfort.
Kingsman. Feck talking about Mamma Mia.
Kingsman.
Have you seen the second one?
Yes, I have seen the second one. No, one thing they're just doing right is the CG. Like, it's so obvious that it works. Like, there was this shot. Do you remember the opening shot where the cab drifted across the entire freeway?
That looked very real.
Yeah, and it worked.
It was nearly practical.
Yeah, and the scene where Eggsy and the guy from the first movie were fighting in the cab. I was glued from the second that movie started.
Do you know why I think they got it right this time?
Why?
Is because do you remember when him and what's the one from the first movie? Gazelle.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they were in the air and that was the only time in the first movie where I was like, come on, lads.
Maybe no. No, but like I honestly love those movies because the soundtrack's right, and a lot of people are saying that people are saying that they might actually outdo James Bond.
Oh no, I'm much prefer him.
Yeah, I love Daniel Craig's James Bond though. Like, I'll always watch them.
I prefer
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan, and I also like Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Hello, Miss Connery. Yeah.
Have you ever seen that ad? And it's an ad for tiling on roofs, and it's hot shingles in your area.
No, but I want to. he was great in Indiana Jones: Last Crusade.
Oh yeah.
He was Indiana Jones's dad. It was just the best idea ever. I'll never get over that.
That was the name for the dog.
Junior. His interactions with Harrison Ford just work so well. He's like, Dad. I love that movie.
I love the Indiana Jones trilogy.
Yeah.
Trilogy.
Do you remember 2006? No, there was no Indiana Jones movie in 2006.
Is that when it came out? Is that when it came out?
Yeah, it was years ago.
Jesus.
Yeah, we were 6.
Oh
shit, that just gives away our age.
Oh!
I said we were 18 at the start,
Yeah,
so
fine.
yeah, it's fun, yeah.
I remember watching that because, again, very like Star Wars, it came out on Lego as a Lego game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I watched The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Boy, I love young Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
He will not divide us. He will divide the franchise.
You know what I honestly think is the best movie ever made? Transformers and the Revenge of the Fallen.
Okay, actually hear me out. Do you know why Transformers took the route it went down? This is going to sound really racist, but Transformers took the route it went down because it's really popular in Asian markets.
Yeah.
And the difference between Asian and Western cultures, movie-wise,
Yeah.
is Asian people don't care what you're saying, they just want action.
Yeah.
This sounds really bad, but marketing has shown that you sell more movies if there's more action.
Yeah.
So first Transformers, not great, but it had like some plot.
Yeah.
Well, they're on like 5th or 6th or whatever. It's not going to have any plot. It's just going to be...
It's the same movie over and over. That's the
And
problem.
people rip on Michael Bay.
They should.
Ninja Turtles was horrible.
It was terrible. Like, honestly,
Transformers.
like Transformers is a movie that really took a big part of my childhood because I was obsessed with it. It was Transformers. It was a robot that could turn itself into a Camaro. I was obsessed.
I just like Camaros.
Yeah, same. I'd love to have a Camaro. But in the second,
sorry, I'm just going to completely interrupt you. What type of cars do you like?
Like
not brands, but like...
I like BMWs.
So you kind of like...
Like if I'm not going like big supercar, I'm talking if I was actually going for a practical car that's a bit pricey, BMW.
Okay, so you're the type of person who someone asks, "What's your dream job?" And you're like, "I want to be a financial accountant."
Financial accountant.
I would be economically stable and be able to support.
Yeah. Okay.
What type of car would you like?
McLaren, probably. Like, I wouldn't like a Bugatti Veyron because they're very, very fast, but they don't look great in my opinion. No,
I don't like them.
I like old school. I like the Aston Martin.
Yes. Okay, that's a good spy car. Yeah. I'm all about the blocky. I love pickup trucks. I like big blocky Jeeps.
Yeah.
Old school muscle cars.
Oh yes.
You can tell by me. Like, I love muscle cars.
Yeah.
I just want to bring up a picture, and it's from a game that I used to play, Midnight Club Dub on the PSP.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere.
I used to have a 57 Bel Air in that game, and I really like Bel Air cars. I really hope you can edit in something else.
I will.
But I love Bel Airs.
Yeah.
Like low down, chop top. I love Mustangs, Ford Mustangs.
Oh yeah.
But like
definitely,
none of this new crap.
Get the old crap. Yeah.
No, what you want is some of this old school.
No, yeah. I got most of my knowledge of cars from Top Gear, and like I would say, I started watching.
What we're gonna use it for?
Yeah. This is what it's for. So when I was about 12, I got mad into Top Gear because my bro was like, "Hey Jamie, what are you watching?" 2.5 Men. He's like, "Okay, watch Top Gear." I'm like, oh, "Okay, bro." Start watching Top Gear.
That was you last year, let's be honest.
Yeah, so last week. No, so like I saw Clarkson, Hammond and May, and they just made me love cars.
I love the way which one got fired again.
Clarkson.
I thought the way he got fired was really funny.
No, but I'm so happy what they did because they replaced him with fucking Joey Tribbiani. What's his real name? Matt LeBlanc and Lee Evans. They're both terrible.
I love Lee Evans.
He's a great guy. But he did really bad on Top Gear.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah. So what Clarkson, Hammond and May did, the real Top Gear trio, they got a new show on Amazon. I'm sure you've heard, called The Grand Tour, and that destroyed Top Gear, and it's infinitely more popular.
Yeah, but like that's because they're
the guy. They're the guys. Yeah.
Kind of like on that vein of Lee Evans and stuff. Do you ever watch Mock the Week?
Yeah.
I love Mock the Week.
I've only seen a few.
Dara O'Brien is one of my favourite. We have to watch some. Dara
O'Brien, yeah.
And people are going to probably hate me for this. I love Frankie Boyle.
Frankie Boyle? Yeah.
He's such an offensive comedian. And
well.
And I just love his style of just, I don't care.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. And comedians, I like Jack Whitehall because I'm a normie. I'm a normie, so I like Jack Whitehall. He's the funniest guy ever. Have you ever seen Bad Education?
I really want to.
I binged it this summer, and I fell in love with it. Like I didn't realize there was only about 4 seasons though.
Really?
Yeah, in the entire run.
Perfect. Kevin Bridges. He's a Scottish comedian.
Really?
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. Ricky Gervais is one of my tops.
Ricky Gervais,
I love all of his stuff because he's offensive, like
in
the best possible way.
Do you know what I really love from Ricky Gervais? And again, it ties back into movies. I loved him in Night at the Museum.
So did I.
it felt
Just
like,
his weird attitude. He's like, you can't be in here. Get out or something.
no, the thing is, I loved it because it felt like at the last minute they were like, "Hey, Ricky's on set. Ricky, can you jump in?" And he was just like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "All right."
He's like, listen, Ben Stiller. No, but
Listen, you.
listen, the museum. Yeah.
You're gonna take this badge and you're going to
All
the
right.
show.
Do you like The Office?
I haven't watched a lot.
Here's the thing: the US one is terrible. The UK one is good. But moving on from The Office. Yeah, ASMR. Welcome to the PamfCast. Oh shit. Okay, so
Recent Pams.
Ricky Gervais. He's really very talented. He made a lot of movies now. He made The Invention of Lying, which is a great movie. It's very underrated. He directed and wrote it or whatever, but it's basically where there's this world where lying has never been invented, and then he invents it. So he skyrockets, and everyone thinks he's a god. Then he's just like, we got to make some rules, and he put up some things. He goes, we call these the rules. It was basically the 10 commandments, and he's like, well, we put it in a book, and everyone, start following all these, and he basically just created Christianity.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great movie. You should definitely watch it.
Have you ever watched John Wick?
No, I've heard it's amazing.
Keanu Reeves is a great action actor, and you're gonna love that movie. And it's not a spoiler. The reason he murders like an entire section of the population is because someone shot his dog. I'm not
Rightfully so.
He's like an ex-assassin,
Yeah.
and he gets a puppy. You alright there?
Gotta get something more sec.
Keep
going, King. Keep going.
So he gets a puppy, right? Some gangsters come in, real gangster like, and like, bop, shoot the puppy, you're back.
Yeah, gangsters. Woohoo!
Woo! And
I'm
they
in
shoot
on
the
this.
puppy, and then he's like, right, I've had enough. Digs up his assassin, or like his assassin stuff, and goes on a rampage. And literally, it's also the plot for the second one is because of this dog incident. He goes on through another movie. Wow,
Sounds good. I've heard it's amazing.
It's very good.
I've never
I
seen
like
any
it.
of them.
Have you ever seen any of the Saw franchise? Jigsaw coming soon. It's probably over,
I've seen Scary Movie 4, which had Jigsaw in it as a parody. That's my knowledge of the Saw franchise. Thank you.
We're gonna watch the 7 movies and
Right.
the new one.
7?
7.
Seriously?
There's like 5 or 6 traps in each one of them.
Oh, cool. So that would be like all deadly movies to watch. My favorite movie that we could whack in is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, with my favorite actor Shia LaBeouf.
No!
Shia LaBeouf. Okay.
Creeping in the cabin.
That was a great song. That's still a great song.
But no, so Saw is it's not scary.
It's gore, isn't it?
Viewer discretion is advised. I'm gonna start
Don't
talking
try
about.
this at home.
I'm gonna start talking about some of the traps. This small woman, she's like gets picked up
Yeah.
and thrown into a pit of used needles.
Oh, that is like the worst possible death. Who is that genius
She doesn't
director?
die. She doesn't die. She crawls out of the pit and there's like needles stuck.
No.
I'll show you because you'll really like it.
That director sounds genius.
I watched the behind the scenes are fantastic because what they did is they bought the needles, the real needles, and took the needle part out and put in carbon fiber needles. Well, not carbon fiber, something wavy. So they're real needles, just not used. And the thing is, to actually get it done authentically, they have to pick her up and throw her in.
Oh.
And the ones in her arms are like just again like little needles, and they're like planted in like little skin bumps that she has, and it's really well done. But like to see the action where it's like cut into her face, and obviously she only has a minute to look for a key in the pool, and she just like grab the needle and like throw them behind it. It is. I hate needles.
I don't have a particular problem with them. I don't have a particular problem, but that scene, so...
But yeah, no, it's... There's also one of the traps where a woman is hung up naked in a freezer room and sprayed with water, and as the camera pans around, she freezes to death in like a cocoon of ice.
That's genius.
But the thing is, you can't have an actor...
I sound like an absolute sociopath. When I say genius, I'm a psychopath, sure, whatever. Dexter's a sociopath to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, I'm a big film guy. I want to be a film. I want to be a film creator. So when I'm hearing stuff like this, I'm actually thinking of how they made it. Actually, I'm not. I want it to really happen.
Okay! But no, the great thing about... I'll show you all the behind the scenes, they're fantastic.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because you can't cast an actor, like you can't entomb them. That's illegal.
Oh, really?
What they had to do is they had to take a frontal cast over and a back cast over.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
As the camera pans around, they had to stop, like cut in the middle of it, hold the camera there, and switch sides of the stuff on it. It's very good.
It's genius, actually, in terms of like how they did it.
What else was really good? That was like, oh, there was a trap. That was because a lot of the traps are practical, where a guy is tied onto a bench. Why do we keep doing this? Hey, idiot.
Okay.
Where he's like tied down and he's like arms and legs and he's like on like a bench, right?
Yeah.
And a blade is swinging, a pendulum blade, and it starts cutting his flesh.
Oh.
And what they had to do is they made a fake stomach, but from here down. And someone's in his legs, I think. Or are they fake legs? They're fake legs, I think. I'm not sure.
I'd imagine so.
But like his torso is like an inch away from the blade.
Well, like his real torso?
His real torso is like an inch away.
Shit. Wait. Was an actual blade?
Yeah.
No way.
So they used a rubber one for some of the scenes at the start. But then they used a real one. So they can cut the fake torso open. And it'll spray real blood. And like fake organs will drop out.
Yeah.
There's another one. I'm just going through the like best ones.
Jeez.
Where there's dead pigs. It's from the same movie as because they're in a meatpacking factory. There's dead pigs being like wheeled along, and they're fully made pigs. They're like all fake.
Yeah.
But what they wanted an authentic thing, so they bought mealworms, maggots. And what they did is they coated them in honey.
Oh no!
And because the scene had to be shot so quickly and the maggots would fall off, what they had to do is coat it in honey, and then they realised we'll just throw them on. Threw the maggots on. Forgot to tell the crew behind that there were maggots coming through. They didn't have gloves, so they had to like hang the pigs and like just wheel them along slowly. And that scene had to take like there was just apparently maggots everywhere in that scene.
Oh no!
Oh.
No, but I have great respect for people that go for the practical approach because it's just so much better than a digital approach like CG.
There's a scene where someone's getting crushed.
Yeah.
And they have his arm like that, like trying to push against the wall. And as it comes in, it's a fake arm. Yeah. But as it comes in, the arm splits open and a bone pops out.
Ah.
And there's also a bit where someone's getting his arms twisted in a rack. His arms and neck twisted. And what they do is they have it to two, basically like a cast on the other side, and they pan away. And when his arm's like that, you can't see it, but when it's like that, it looks like his hand is the other way around because there's like a fake hand that side.
Yeah.
When it pans out, the like arm is like there's bones jutting out. And they twist his neck because he's like a mask that's a copy of his neck, but it's twisted. It's really cool.
That's so fucked.
There's also one character's hung above a block of ice, and as the block of ice melts, he's still hanging.
Yeah.
And he's like legit. Obviously, you can have the safety harness down the back, but he's legitimately like hanging there while they shoot it, and it's a legit. They said it was the hardest scene to film because of the block of ice.
See, like all of that is the gore approach of horror. I think the only movies that really did slashers well, like excluding like Halloween and all the old school, is Scream.
Yeah,
96.
I was just going to say that.
Scream, they reinvented slashers though. Before that, like there was so much re-release of Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and it was just go away. And when Scream came out, it was, ooh, that's new. Look at the mask, Sydney. Like it was just good.
I started watching a lot of horror recently.
Yeah. Oh yeah, same. Netflix is there. Like,
yeah, Netflix is fantastic.
It Follows is great.
I haven't watched that.
You definitely have to watch that. I'll tell you about it in a sec. Just go on what you're saying.
Have you ever watched Unfriended?
No, for a good reason. It's called Unfriended. It's a horror movie about social media.
Yeah, you have to have friends to be unfriended.
Oh.
Right, beautiful technical difficulties.
Yes, welcome back to the PamfCast.
Look, he's all the technology. Anyway, so yeah, Unfriended. And there was also one about Skype that I watched. I can't remember. I watched them because I thought, they're both horrible.
Yeah.
So bad. Unfriended was the worst, but it was funny.
The worst, but it was funny.
Conjuring, I laughed at.
Yeah.
Conjuring 2, I laughed, but I was also sad because it was such a bad movie.
Yeah.
I just don't think they do the whole scary thing right.
No, I think a really good horror movie has to do something well. Where you have to put a character that's generally likable, so you genuinely have feelings like that.
You don't want them to die instantly.
And then you throw them in danger, so you're like, oh no, I like that person. And if they do, like, I think a great example of that is 2017's It. The new one.
I haven't watched it.
Pennywise. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah,
Because it was a
everyone
horror
loves
movie
it.
that had heart, and it was fucked. You know what I mean?
I really like a horror movie that's a bit more. I prefer like psychological thriller.
Yeah.
I like. What would be a good example of it? I suppose Saw to a certain extent with the whole like fear of being trapped, especially
I
like
think,
in the needle.
yeah, I
one.
think with TV shows, psychological thrillers are very popular right now.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like Breaking Bad is actually categorized as a psychological thriller.
I suppose Dexter as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's all to do with his mental.
I'll say
Mumbo.
the one thing I hate about horror films, that's obviously a trend. Everyone and their mother did it. Was shaky cam.
Yeah. Oh no, you see,
Like, I like
what?
Blair Witch Project, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, Dan.
Dan.
Blair Witch Project. That was kind of nice. It was like, oh, this is unique. But then you watch every other horror film, and it's like, Moira, why are we going down these catacombs?
Yeah. I think
because there's a mystery MacGuffin at the end of the catacombs that'll magically save our son Timmy. Moira, no!
I think I'm sick of the norms of like horror movies at the moment, like Paranormal Activity. Like a few years ago.
You're gonna say there's 2 of those as well?
Which?
Of the Paranormal Activities?
There's 4 of those.
I think there's about 6.
Yeah,
But,
that's 6.
No, but I like the Woman in Black.
No, that's fair. I like the first Paranormal Activity when there were certain scenes.
Yeah.
Like you could see footsteps and then like a door slams. I'm like, oh, interesting.
You know, if you want to watch Paranormal Activity, just watch that movie about Marilyn Wayne's Haunted House.
I know a really good
I'm
horror
not liking
film.
your reaction.
I know it's not film. I know a really good horror series. American Horror Story.
Yeah, I saw the first season.
I've seen the first season.
Yeah, same. Well, no, I saw half of the first season. I really liked it.
I keep being that guy.
I heard Lady Gaga was in one of the newer seasons.
Yeah, in Hotel.
Dan.
Dan.
She's pretty terrible.
I really what's the character from the first season? The one that's
the
with
dad?
blonde hair.
Oh, the girl.
No, the guy. The one who was Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. I don't know his name, but everyone knows the actor.
Everyone loves him in that and they're like, oh, he's so dreamy. He is mad.
He's fucked.
Like if you actually, okay, I'm not gonna say it because it's actually a really good ending, and I think we should definitely.
Okay, I've only seen half, so.
But yeah, I think that's.
I liked the performance from the dad in that, but you know where he's from?
What?
Miracle on 31st Street. Do you know the guy? Yes.
Yeah.
Miracle on 31st Street. 34th Street.
I knew what you meant. Don't worry.
Yeah, that movie.
Are you just actually gonna correct all our numbers?
Yes.
That's all we've done.
That's handy because getting that movie wrong is a bit of a mess up.
Miracle.
Miracle on 2nd Street. No, but
26 and a half.
yeah. No, he was the one of the main characters in that movie.
Oh, that's mad.
Yeah. That's great. It's
But
good.
I think the main thing that you have to take away from all of this,
Numbers matter.
yeah, you numbers. But I think in general, like we have a lot of good ideas. And
we
have a
were
lot
able to
talk
go
about.
back and forth, you know.
And everything's kind of interconnected with us, and there will be like movie reviews. Like the Star Wars one will take at least like too long. Godfather is another one that I'd love to.
I've never seen any of the Godfathers.
Neither have I, and I think it'd be very good to get.
Could have actually watched them, considering.
We could have actually watched something. You know?
Yeah, no.
But I think this was a really good introduction to what we're going to be doing and what's the typical back and
So
forth.
if you like this,
Which
just
God help you if you do.
yeah, but if you did, on the weird chance, just let us know, and we'll make another one. We probably
We're
will
probably
anyway.
going to make another one anyway.
We're gonna make it
because
good
it's
for you more, just for fun.
fun. We are going to please never subscribe. You're probably going to like unsubscribe quickly.
Yeah.
But,
Share with your friends.
so you have to comment this, share this.
Smack the like button in the face.
Pretty
And get
disappointed
right.
I didn't get my questions answered.
Okay, we have one last question
have
by
a question.
Dan, the camera guy.
From the audience.
Oh.
Ryan Tuberty here, and we're here with
On
Dan.
the messenger and haven't responded.
Okay, I'm gonna go on to the
podcast
question.
is-
Please just ask your question.
I have it right here. First or second question?
Whatever one.
Is it the first one?
Okay, the second one's really good. Who is and the first one doesn't make any sense, but the second one's pretty good. Who is the best Bruce Wayne, and why are they so good? Keen, I'm going to you. I know my answer already. If you want me to take it, it's
Yeah,
okay.
you take it first.
Okay, the best Bruce Wayne is David. I don't know his second name. Dan, is it Mazus or Maroos or something. It's
David Masseuse.
David Masseuse. He's on the show Gotham, and he nails Bruce Wayne and Batman. Perfect.
I was going to say the one from Gotham. I think, just in general, Gotham did a lot of characters right.
Oh yeah, Gotham is my favorite DC show.
Except for Victor Fries.
Fries.
I haven't seen it yet.
Right, yeah, it's most of them very good.
But if you want, are you asking just about Bruce Wayne specifically, or do you want to ask about Batman?
Nice.
I really like the Batman from the Nolan trilogy.
Christian Bale.
Oh yeah.
Christian Bale is my favorite movie Batman of all time. He nailed the role in terms of Bruce Wayne's
I thought he was
tortured soul, you know.
I thought he was a little bit too grim and gravelly. But
every scene was just Alfred going, Master Bruce, what are we going to do? And he goes, Alfred, what if we don't need the Batman?
What if we don't need him, Bruce?
Alfred, I can do it. Every scene is just always Alfred.
I really like Lucius Fox, mostly because Morgan Freeman.
Oh, he's amazing. We got a notification.
Is that another
Who is the best Victor Fries? And why are they so good?
Oh, I really like the one from Arkham City.
Yes. I like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Look at him for like, you know,
chill out.
What have you got?
Chill out.
Yeah.
How about some ice? What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Yes. Right. So that question's good. Right. Well, Carl just gave away his real name. Our camera guy, Carl.
I'm still calling him Dad.
Satisfied? Dan. Okay.
I have a bunch of why are they so good questions.
No, we're finishing this.
We're finishing
Expect more. Dan will be out of the room next time.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
I had a great time talking.
No, it's not red if it's true.
Yeah.
Is this when we clap sync?
No.
Right.
We're done.
We're done.
Right. I'm gonna stop this audacity. Carl, it's just a square, isn't it?